Beijing has unveiled a detailed reform plan to make Shenzhen a model city for China and the world. The aim is to make Shenzhen a global benchmark for competitiveness and influence by the middle of the century. Other goals are to make the city a leader in terms of innovation, public service, and environmental protection by 2025. Special emphasis is placed on integrating Hong Kong and Macau into the Greater Bay Area blueprint. It aims to link those cities with Shenzhen and 8 others in Guangdong in an economic and business hub. The plan aims to enhance connectivity between Shenzhen's financial market and those in Hong Kong and Macau, with mutual recognition of financial products, promote internationalization of RMB, and explore innovative cross-border financial supervision. The report stresses that a big data center for the Greater Bay Area could be located in Shenzhen as well. It also calls for reform of regional state assets and state-owned enterprises. It wants to encourage more international organizations and institutions to settle in Shenzhen by supporting the city in hosting major international events for sports and cultural exchanges. People from Hong Kong and Macau living in Shenzhen could be treated the same as Shenzhen residents, with one-card service. The plan also calls for establishment of a long-term mechanism for the steady and healthy development of the real estate market and a better system of affordable housing. It also supports the overseas talents with permanent residence qualifications to set up scientific and technological enterprises in Shenzhen. Market-oriented reforms and government support has transformed Shenzhen from an ordinary Chinese village to a major hub for China's manufacturing and technology sectors. Now, the new reform plan has called for the integration of the culture and economy of Shenzhen with Hong Kong and Macau to further develop the Guangdong-Hong Kong-Macau Greater Bay Area and enrich the new practice of the one country, two systems policy.
Been a taxi driver about 18 years.
18 years?
Yeah, 18 years. Well, I've never seen Hong Kong like this before.
Driver Chong Wai works 12 hours a day. Since the protests broke out in Hong Kong, his income has been shrinking.
Before we can earn $800 per day, and then now we just got like maybe 500. Like last month, our business is dropped off about 40% off.
We're now on our way to the hotel, but it seems that we got stuck here because people are marching on the streets and some of the roads are blocked. And the taxi driver told me just now that something like this happens very often since June, and their business got very much affected.
Yeah, it's losing money every day. We are scared, but to go to the place like the protesters there. We are very afraid like that. Yeah.
And this is not an isolated case. There are 18,000 taxis in Hong Kong and 60,000 taxi drivers. Their difficulty in navigating around the unrest is compounded by a shortage of customers. Official data show global tourism to Hong Kong has dropped 30% since July. A local association of taxi drivers expressed concern.
We have received over 3,000 complaints from drivers within just last month, demanding we clearly state to the government that we oppose violence. We want the rioters to face strict law enforcement. We want peace.
Nobody knows how long the current situation will last or how much money taxi drivers will ultimately lose.
Is Sichuan peppercorn as garnish on gelato, an Italian-style ice cream. And the Sichuan pepper gelato is making a lot of buzz this summer. Sometimes, people line up for hours to get a taste.
My friend told us the Sichuan pepper gelato is pretty popular, so we came here to try it out. Although it is on the pricey side, I would like to give it a try.
I don't eat a lot of ice cream, but when I see interesting flavors, I'm interested in trying them.
The Sichuan pepper gelato is inspired by local cuisine. The spicy flavor from peppercorn makes Sichuan cuisine stand out, gaining global recognition. To offer such an ice cream flavor may sound odd, but it helps more people learn about gelato.
We offer unique flavors inspired by regional characteristics to catch people's attention. It is important for us that people start to know about gelato through these special flavors.
I do taste Sichuan pepper, quite a kick-off flavor. In addition to those inspired by local specialties, other ice cream makers are also drawing inspiration from combining popular food and drinks with ice cream, hoping to win over the entire nation. It is not the first time boozy ice cream has been offered by Pri, an ice cream chain with shops scattered across China. This summer, Pri partnered with a 2-century-old German winemaker to offer a product mixing ice cream with German Riesling. It is said that Riesling's aroma and sparkle go really well with ice cream, and the new mix aims to impress Chinese consumers. Behind all these efforts is China's rising consumption of ice cream.
In summer, ice cream is a must, especially in Chengdu where summer days can get really hot. Yet the ice cream industry in China is still just starting, and it could continue to be a hot business in the future.
Pri is also developing products to attract consumers on cooler days, such as mixing bacon with ice cream. China is now one of the world's largest markets for ice cream. Data suggests that over $10 billion worth of ice cream is consumed by China each year. That's mainly driven by the nation's huge population, which means individual consumption of ice cream is still relatively small, only less than a quarter what an average American consumes in a year. The amount, however, has been growing at a rate around 50% in recent years, much higher than the less than 10% rates seen in Western markets.
"24-year-old Mohammed lives in northern Italy. He escaped death in Libya, but still carries the scars, both physical and psychological.
So it's very hard. It's a very nightmare sometimes. Sometimes I cannot sleep. I cannot even eat food. Even midnight, I cannot even. I will just wake up in the midnight or maybe thinking about having some nightmare, what happened in my past and something like that. They want to cut.
Mohammed says militants tried to execute him in Libya.
They want to cut my head, and I used my hand to block. That's why my hand is like that. It's making my life difficult. Like maybe if I want to do small thing, because of my hand right now I cannot do.
Dr. Massimo Del Bene is a plastic surgeon at the San Gerardo Hospital of Monza. Together with his colleagues, they operate on torture victims. He has operated on Mohammed 3 times.
Normally, we treat cuts made by machetes where the hand is almost amputated, crush injuries, fractures made by hammer, lesions from fire, from burns. They spray petrol on the hands and chest.
Del Bene explains that treating torture injuries is challenging.
It is the medieval surgery we're not accustomed to. We were trained for a type of urgent and immediate surgical plastic repair. We were not trained for wounds that are 3 to 5 years old. This is a big problem.
For Dr. Del Bene, treating torture victims is not only about repairing deep physical injuries, it's also about giving his patients a second chance in life.
I really have hope I have hope for myself, you understand? So like maybe if it's about maybe 10 operations, I want to do it because I really need my hand, you know, I'm still young.
Hundreds of refugees like Mohammed have been trying to escape the horrors in Libya every year. Around 700 people have reportedly died trying to cross the Mediterranean in the first half of this year. Since Italy's Interior Minister Matteo Salvini closed ports to migrants, many more are left with the decision to either stay or leave and risk dying at sea.